Well, good afternoon, everyone who's tuned in today. If not today, at another time, we'll be pushing this show. The reason we like to do this every year, well, not every year, only for the last 16, 17 years, because it's been 17 years since Willie P. Bennett passed on to another realm. Definitely a blue Valentine. It's kind of ironic that that song sort of is now associated with him. Yes, Willie P. Bennett was a singer-songwriter in Canada. We like to keep it alive, that everyone knows who he is and what he was doing. We're not quite sure, but we have a pretty good idea that had he been able to keep on going, more and more people would have found out about the great songwriting that this guy did. Not to mention his live performances, which were always on the money and sometimes very humorous. There's a whole bunch of stories I could almost recite too many of them, but I remember he had a heart attack playing with Fred. And he didn't realize it until about a day or so afterwards, when his girlfriend said, "Look, you better go to the hospital. I don't think something's not right." So they did a test, and he phoned me up and says, "Any rumor you hear of me being dead is not true. I'm still alive." And I said, "Okay, great. And when you get back together, what are you going to do?" He said, "Well, he's going to stop off in Winnipeg, do some recording with Jackson Haldane, and then come out and do a performance at the showroom in Duncan here. We were going to do one at the old garage." And so he drove all the way across the country, got here, and we were able to start. We're just about to start the show. Now, you got to remember that the guy, you're pretty fragile as far as I understand after a heart attack. You don't want to really put out everything too much, right? But we're just about ready to start the show. And Willie walks on stage. We got a full house, of course. And Willie walks on stage, and he goes to get something just to make sure it's turned on. And everyone starts applauding. And Willie, in his little look up at it, everybody go, "Oh, I've been caught. So I guess I'm on stage now." And at that point, I ran up with a set of jumper cables. I said, Willie, just a minute. I wanted to let you know, and everybody in the audience to know, that in case anything goes wrong, we can jumpstart you, so don't worry." It was probably the first and only time I ever got Willie flabbergasted. He said, "You got me, Long John." That was great. Now, the whole reason the Duncan Showroom is open and exists is because I worked with Willie for a couple of years, and then we were doing some tours, and we would get to locations, and they would serve alcohol. And so people would be sitting at the back of the room or somewhere else, and they would be talking because they weren't really engaged in what the performance was. And so you'd always hear this little rumble in the background. And that kind of bothered me after a while. And I thought maybe there should be a venue out there where people actually listen. I know that when I first started out with Smale's Pace in London, Ontario, where I first met Willie, it was a cafe. And you could get light lunches and that before a show and all that. But when it came time to the show, everything light went down. Everyone shut up. And if you made a noise, you got reprimanded, right? It wasn't about conversation. It was about going with the person on stage. So that's how the showroom came around. I was trying to honor that. And I remember when he first showed up at the showroom, the speaker had to be out a quarter of an inch further than where it was, or else he wouldn't be satisfied. So I had to do that for him. But we got it all worked out, and he kind of liked it. So I really wish he was around to know that we've got the awards that we have and that we've been going as long as we have. But that won't be the way we knew it. So what we do is with this memorial where we try and educate people over the years to go to his repertoire. Go to his website. It's not a website, but if you punch in Willie P. Bennett, you can find out all of his music. It's all there. And you can listen to some of the things that he wrote. You'll understand why he was such a heralded songwriter. As I said, his performances were legendary. Along the way, what I've done is I've encouraged people who may not have heard of Willie to investigate and find out a song and see if they liked it. And we've had John Stewart do that, Michelle Fretz. Been a few people that have come along, and Leanie Beanie took a song, and they go in and they find a song that they like, and then they try and put it out there. And that way, we try, it's not about remembering Willie, it's about making sure that Willie's music continues to be out there and be relevant in the world, because none of the songs were time related. They carry on very much. Oh, by the way, that show that we did when he came out and I had the jumper cables, first song he did was Baby Put a Red Dress On. You know that, the one that Robert? And anyway, that's the heavy harmonica one. And like, what? Zydeco. Yeah, it's a Zydeco song. But like full energy. Willie, that's not the song. You start off slowly until you get to that part, right? But that was just the way he did things. He never took a second thought about putting out 150% each and every time. So anyway, some of the people along the way have learned some of the songs. Young Malachi, who's someone that we've been helping out a lot and aiding in his journey. He lets us hang out, which is good because he's very, very far gone, much further than we will ever go. But one of the things about it is he's maintained that sense of going in and finding Willie songs. And sometimes I think he does them just for me, just to make that happen. But I know that he's finding out that the songs are interesting. Today he's going to get up and he's going to do a couple songs for you. And then what we're going to do is there's a good old friend of Willie's, Robert Adio. We used to play in a band with him years ago. Both lived in Peterborough, were neighbors, recorded together, performed together, shared many a drink together, the odd breath, fresh air of their choice. They had fun. He's got a song that he wants to do of Willie's, and he's also got a song that he wrote just after, that was being written in the process of Willie passing away, just before he passed away. And then there's a story behind that which Robert will definitely tell you about when he gets up here. And once we've done that, we're just going to do a couple of those. And then there was an album that he put out called Sharpen the Plow, which was on its way to being published and being put out in the market. But unfortunately, he passed away before it got out there. But the powers that be and the fact that friends exist, there are limited edition copies out there of that album. It's been mastered. It sounds really good. It's almost like being at a concert because it actually is just Willie and his instruments. So we'll be playing that. We'll get you maybe just to close your eyes and sit back and listen and pretend that Willie's on stage, and you'll just see what a great writer he is. But to start it off, Malachi, are you ready to get up? Is Tim still there? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, we're putting the speaker outside. Yeah, we're going to broadcast Willie's music all over. So anyway, this young guy here, he's just coming up 16, got a birthday coming up. And you know what he wants for his birthday every year? He wants to do a show at the showroom. That's what he's been doing. Every year for his birthday, it's a full-on Malachi show. If there's anybody that I wish that Willie could have witnessed, is this young guy. He's got that whole essence of what Willie was about being a songwriter, about how you view music. Music's a vehicle. Where it goes is another story, but it's a vehicle that the journey is half the fun, looking out the windows to see what you see along the way. He's got a couple songs of, you're just going to do Willie songs, right? Okay. Now tonight, Robert Adio is going to be playing, and Malachi is going to do a 3-song opener, and then he'll probably be doing some of his own for that one. So if you could tune in tonight, for those people that are watching, check it out. I think you'll enjoy what this young kid does. But right now, he's going to give us a couple Willie tunes. Please, Malachi, give it up for him.
Thank you. This first Willie song I'm going to do, I think I did it last year too. And it's called White Line. Cold and lonely on the road, Lord, I wish I had a hole to climb in. Summer's warm rain sure ain't coming, and it seems to me that I'm thumbing again. Standing by the midnight highway, excuse me, sir, you're going my way. On and on the endless white line goes. Tired and hungry once again now. sleep keeps coming down on top of me. All the time I keep wishing I had me a warm coat and hat so I could see. Standing by midnight highway, excuse me sir, you're going my way. On and on the endless white line goes. Sunny days are what I pray for, golden sunshine on my skin. Head on south to the Teton Mountains, Lord, it seems to me that I'm thumbing again. Standing by midnight highway, excuse me sir, you're going my way. On and on the endless white line goes. You know it could have been me, listen to on your radio. I could be warm inside of some place instead of standing out here outside in the snow. Oh, oh, oh. On and on the endless white line goes. 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 Thank you. I've been playing this event for the past quite a few years now. This is a difficult mic stand. And this song is, I think, one of the first ones I did by Willie. I think the second one I ever did. And I haven't played this one in a long time, so I'm playing it here right now. I used to do this song in the same key, just an octave higher. And so I just brought it down an octave, and now I can do it. And this song's called The Lucky Ones. Hardest part, baby, is smiling when your plans don't work out. You count yourself a lucky one. With a God so smart, we were born with two hands reaching out. A heart that knows the joys of love, and the stars above is a lucky one. Oh, the lucky ones, to have these dreams, to dream it all. Oh, the lucky ones who never stumble and fall. Had these dreams to dream it all. Oh, the lucky ones who never stumble and fall. A wino wakes up on the street, he counts his feet, he sees there's two. He counts himself a lucky one. The God's so smart, we were born with two hands reaching out, and a heart that knows the joys of love. The stars above is a lucky one. Oh, the lucky ones to have these dreams to dream it all. Oh, the lucky ones who never stumble and fall. They don't know nothing at all. Thank you so much, everybody.
So as I said earlier, it's not so much about all us old guys replaying Willie's songs. It's about the youth and the new people that are out there who haven't discovered Willie, realizing why they should possibly maintain some of the music he did and make sure it gets out there. Robert Addio's in the audience. He's going to come up. He's got a song that he wants to do. Oh, that Lace and Pretty Flowers. What a pretty song. Can't think of it. I always liked the story he used to tell about how he was working and the boss couldn't find him, and all of a sudden he popped out of one of those big hampers full of women's panties that he was working on in the factory, and he got fired for that. But then all of a sudden Lace and Pretty Flowers came to his mind. I don't know how that happened. I think the story had nothing to do with it. I think he just liked talking about being involved with that many panties. Clean, new ones, brand new, unused, I might add. Anyway, Robert's got and I'm really anxious to hear the song that you'll be doing second that he wrote. Oh, see, Robert? It's just like, isn't this terrible? We've got everything. Little lights and all that. Robert is originally from Peterborough. Well, not originally from Peterborough. He's lived in Peterborough, got to know Willie quite well. When you're on the road and you're traveling and you're playing in bands, you get to know people like no one else does. And you hang out, and maybe there'll be a little story he'll tell in between. But right now, let's give Robert Addio a warm welcome, please.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I first met Willie in Peterborough at the Red Dog Tavern. And Joe Hall saw me coming in the door, and he said, "I want you to meet a friend of mine." So he took me over to this table, and there was Willie P. Bennett sitting in a chair with some other folks, and I started sweating and getting nervous because I was a huge Willie fan for many, many years. And Willie said, "Joe says you're trying to record an album." I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, come sit down." He says, puts a beer in front of me, and I'm just like losing it. So it's like meeting Dylan for me. I just was very starstruck. And so after we chatted a bit, he said, "Yeah, you should come down to my place in High Park, and I got a little studio there, and we'll record you." And he says, "Get a band together." So I got some of the local boys together, and he talked to a few people, and they joined in. Some of Ronnie Hawkins' people, Colleen Peterson, and it's like a star-studded room all of a sudden, and now I'm really nervous. But we recorded that 6-song CD. It's over on the table there. It's called "If That Isn't Love," and we did that in 2 days, live off the floor. Pat Temple engineering and Willie playing on it and engineering as well and producing. This is one of my favorite Willie tunes. You got lace, pretty flowers to give your baby. Get her under your powers. You got silk, sweet perfume. You know she might come up into your room. If you got soul, you know she's gonna bowl you over. So when my baby rolls me over, feel like I wanna fly, like I wanna fly. You got satin, lots of money, diamond rings and things to trap your honey. You got big black cars, you wanna let her ride. You give it all to her, she might come over to your side. If you got love and a deep devotion, gets just as deep as the ocean, but just you two inside, just you two inside. You got a house, mansion in the country. You give it all to her, she may still be empty. You could be the richest man in the world. There is nothing to know that'll buy you the heart of a girl. You got love, deep devotion, gets just as deep as the ocean, just you two inside, just you two inside. Thank you. One time I had my agent booked me in to play a show that Murray McLaughlin had. It was called Swinging on a Star on CBC. And so it was the Irish Descendants and myself were being showcased on the show. And before the show happened, Murray took me into Mr. Dress-Up's stage, and we sat on the tickle trunk, and he told me Willie stories. And the one that I really remember was, I guess, Murray and Gordon, they were at Gordon Lightfoot's, and there was Bob Dylan and Willie and Murray and Gordon. So they're all playing pool, and they're having some drinks, and as the day progressed, they got a little more inebriated, and so they ended up having to almost tie Willie down because he just got a little carried away, and they ended up imitating Willie and making fun of him and stuff, and I guess he took offense to that. So he jumped in his old jalopy, and in front of Gordon Lightfoot's house is this huge big lawn. It's in Rosedale, where all the big millionaires and billionaires live, and Drake lives next door. And so Willie just did donuts on his lawn and gave him the finger and drove out the driveway, and that was the last they saw of him that day. But I just, that's so Willie. You have to respect him. You can't make fun of Willie. He doesn't take too well of that. But very generous dude. He was like my big brother, always giving me sage advice and reprimanding me when I was out of line. Time I had bought a house, and he was moving up to Peterborough, so he took my old apartment, and Pat Temple came in, and they built all these bunk beds all over this huge big loft for other musicians to come into town and crash at Willie's when they were there. So he was quite a guy. One of the greatest songwriters this country will ever see. So I'm sitting in my log cabin in the eastern townships of Quebec, and I get a phone call from my brother. And about a couple days before this, I had given Willie a call, and I said, "I heard you had a heart attack." And he's like, "Oh, my old buddy Robert." He says, "Yeah, how you doing?" It's like, so we talked for, I don't know, a couple hours, and had a great catch up on what all that happened in the years we hadn't talked. So 2 days later, I get a call from my brother. He says, "You better go get a Globe and Mail if there's one around in your town." So I went down to the news shop and picked up a Globe and Mail front page. There's Willie passed away. And I just sat in my car and cried. Then I had to go back to the studio and put this song down. As I was playing it, I just felt this presence in the room, and I knew it was him. And after the song was done, we could hear a lot of Willie in the song. I don't know how he did it, but he messed with it in just the right way. This is on the last album that I did, and it's called "Walking By." walking by, walking by. Piano plays a perfect tune, yeah, on the full moon in the month of June, yeah, when your light enters my living room, I see you walking by, walking by, walking by, walking by. Newborn baby tastes the midnight air when a full moon, a humpback whale returns your stare, yeah, when they get rid of that electric chair. I know you're walking by, walking by, walking by. Walking by. Thank you very much. So, do you want me to do one more?
Yeah, we'll do
This is a song that we used to always start the show with, and Willie would play some wild harp on this one. And we were, eventually after the recordings came out, Willie started backing me on stage. He'd come in and sit in if Tony Corrington couldn't make it. And one day I said, "Is it okay if I get you and Tony to come in and do a show with me?" He said, "Sure." He said, "I love Tony's playing." So the two of them came in. We were playing a place down on Queen Street in Toronto called Babbage's, and it was just a magic night. It's one of those shows where everything went right. The crowd was perfect. We didn't make any mistakes, and we just played off each other, and there was just so much energy that was good going on between us feeding them and them feeding us, and it was just this reciprocating, wonderful thing happening. And at the end of the night, Willie was standing with me on my manager's balcony overlooking Lake Ontario with a full moon up above, and drinking her very expensive scotch and having a little herbal encouragement. And So he says to me, he says, I never got 5 encores. He says, you should think of a name for this. So I called it the Friendly Giants because these guys were giants in the music business, and I was just starting out. I didn't know nothing about anything. So, they became the Friendly Giants, and we did 2 albums together. And Willie had already produced the first album, so there's 3 albums that Willie was involved in. And I'm very lucky. He really, because he was in my band, it was really something because he would be standing beside me, and to have one of the greatest frontmen playing side work for you is not very easy, because you'd be up there giving it your all, trying to get the crowd going, and Willie would just have to stand there and raise an eyebrow, and everybody go, ooh. So I learned a lot. This is a song called "The Floor is Closer Than You Think." Feeling kinda dizzy, I hope I don't fall. My hands are on the ceiling and my hands are on the wall. My feet are on the subway and my love is in the sink. Sometimes the floor is closer than you think. Sometimes I'm up and sometimes I'm down. Sometimes a smile's just a frown. I got all turned around. Yeah, happiness and joy are just a teardrop away. Go ahead and cry, don't you listen to what they say. Hate is like a caveman with an M16. He got the ability to kill, and he's got the ways and the means. And now one steel finger falls in love with a trigger. The heart gets smaller and the head gets bigger. That's why I'm feeling kinda dizzy, and I hope I don't fall. My head is on the ceiling and my hands are on the wall. My feet are on the subway and my love is in the sink. Sometimes the floor is closer than you think. Thank you very much. We'll see you at 7 o'clock, 7:30 tonight? 7:30. Yeah. Play some more.
Yeah, if you get the chance tonight and you're in the area, you come on down, catch Robert Audio, Malachi will be doing a 3-song set opener. And you'll get to hear more of what this guy's doing. Right now, my plan is, because we did this last year and it seemed to work very well, and everyone in the room really got the purpose of what it was about. Willie recorded this album, Sharpen the Plow, with little or no accompaniment. So it's very much like he would be doing if he was doing a concert. It's pretty damn moving, to tell you the truth. And I'm sure glad that the people that were involved found the energy and the power and the conviction to go through with this so we could all hear it. Other than that, it would have sat in a can somewhere without the world understanding what he did. For those who haven't heard Willie, you're about to hear him right now in one of the finest forms he was in. Are you ready with that, Ted? We'll play this, sit back and listen, and then when it's over, we'll just disperse. And remember, come back tonight. If you're not in the downtown area, catch Robert Audio, or at least tune in. and hear some of the great music he's written. But right now, Willie P. Bennett, ladies and gentlemen, Sharpen the Plow.
Lots of hearts indicator, beaten and breaking and broke. There are lots of roads that lead there, come by air, old train or coach. If it was safe when you're in town, I wouldn't be looking for high ground. I'd start with the transit lost and found. There's lots of hearts indicator. There's lots of hearts indicator that are beating just like mine. Some are crying for your love, and some are just plain crying. And every time they speak your name, a wheel comes off the track. But there's lots of hearts indicator, but I ain't going back. When your anger's thin and all that's left is giving in, you'll hang your head and drive away and find another heart to play. Well, don't call me up, don't call me down, don't waste a nickel's worth of time. Now I know what's been on your mind. There's lots of hearts indicator. Well, there's lots of hearts indicator, beaten and breaking and broke. At least that's what you told me the last time that we spoke. And every time I think of you, a wheel comes off my track. There's lots of hearts indicator, but I ain't going back. No.
Twister, she don't need no man, she don't want no mister. She dance so pretty, she dance so sweet, dance every man at the dance right off his feet. Her daddy grew corn, mama grounds it up now. Sister's baking cornbread, Lord, and a cornbread. I get so tired, she worry for me, she cover for me, she cover me. I get so tired, she worry for me, she cover for me, she cover me. Her daddy grew corn, her mama grounds it up now. Sister baking cornbread, Lord, and a cornbread.
Satin on satin, champagne on ice. There's no second guessing, there's no thinking twice. It's only a feeling locked up in time. If you live in the moment, you leave it behind. Ah, love. Love is such a fleeting thing, it comes and it goes. And everybody's seen it. And everybody knows. The taste and the texture of chocolate in a moment, sweat becomes sweet. The pleasure in your lover's eyes before she falls asleep. Satin on satin, champagne and lace. I have my regrets, but none I'd erase. I'll try to remember, there's nothing to hide. If you live in the moment, you leave it behind. What I like is solitaire. You play your cards when no one's there. The jack on queen of everything, the queen on king in Aberdeen, and everyone knows. Well, sure it's Johnny everything that slaps the night and brings out sin, and offers it to anyone with half a mind to drink it in. He's a gust of wind to a house of cards. The city sweeps its homeless into unfriendly hands at the best of times, bulldozing through their economic sin, committing a much deeper crime, and everybody knows that it's a house of cards that they're burying. Well, engineers and architects and city planners with no respect for what goes up must come down on the heads of everyone knows. a house of cards. The city sweeps its homeless into unfriendly hands at the best of times, bulldozing through their economic sin, committing a much deeper crime, and everybody knows that it's a house of cards that they're burying. Engineers and architects and city planners with no respect for what goes up must come down on the heads of everyone else. No. It's a house of cards. 10 years, just a decade, just a moment. I came, I saw, I struggled, I tried. Born and slept and awakened to you. Loving the darkness, loving the light. 10 years, it's a moment, it's molecular. All strung out behind you like Silk Road. Every strand in a braid of hope, half-life of an isotope. Loving the darkness, loving the light. I don't regret what I feel, know what I have to say. I won't be feeling nothing when I'm sleeping in clay. Ten years, it depends on how you focus. Sometimes it's lush, other times it's locusts. It ain't nothing new, and it never gets old. Loving the darkness, loving the light. I called her Syracuse. She never liked the blues. She understood our truth, though she always acted bruised. Long red hair tumbled down, she could have worn a crown. She never put on airs, because she lived upstairs. Oh yeah, her green eyes flare. She tells me what and where, and sometimes I don't move till she's no longer there. I called her Syracuse. She never asked me why. She was too smart for that. Thought it might spring some trap. She always laughed it off, or covered with a cough. She never put on airs when we made love upstairs. Oh yeah, her green eyes flare. She tells me what and where, and sometimes I don't breathe till she's no longer there. Don't tempt me with your lips, don't tempt my fingertips, for every memory's bruised. I called her Syracuse. And finally when you figured out you got twice as much to lose, 'cause every crime of passion comes in twos. Don't tempt me with your lips, don't touch my fingertips, for every memory's bruised. I called her Syracuse. Now every corner's bent, no straight lines ever met, and every angle's used inside of Syracuse. Watch it, babe. You never can tell who's out here tonight. Watch it, babe. Anybody here could have or be a night. If I was flush, I wouldn't be bothering you. Oh, I've had lots of money, but for a woman's love there is no substitute. No substitute. Watch it, babe. You never can tell who's out here tonight. Watch it, babe. There's people out here still searching for your paradise. Make you swallow your pride. If I led you to believe I was someone else, there was voices in my head taking turns, grabbing for the shell, grabbing for the shell. Watch it, babe. Me and my friends don't walk the streets before midnight. Hey, cool it, Dave. I'm not looking for trouble, but I won't back down from a fight. Maybe no one's right, maybe no one's wrong. Well, love is vague, Only actions make the difference if your heart is strong. If your heart is strong, if your heart and your hands are strong. Watch it, babe. You always spin your wheels before you crash. Come to dinner and it's dine and dash. Always on your way. Baby, come and turn out the lights. You say you're sorry as if it's true. We know you got better things to do. Always on your way. Baby, come and turn out the lights. A subtle look, a touch, a thrill, reminds me what I feel and always will. You try to make things right before you go, but we both know it's just for show. You plead for mercy before dessert, up and on your way before you're hurt. Why'd you come to play? Baby, come and turn out the lights. A subtle look, a touch, a thrill, reminds me what I feel and always will. You try to make things right before you go, but we both know is just for show.
You plead for mercy before dessert, up and on your way before you're hurt. Why'd you come to play?
Baby, come and turn out the lights.
Come back when you got some time to spend. Here's your coat, here's your hair. What's your hurry, my friend? Always on your way. Baby, come and turn out the lights.
I came down to London town to see what I could see. The Queen came through, and what'd she do? All over me. Well, I was just passing through like a hole in your shoe. I'll settle for more. The Queen, she cried, and before she hid it, I made it to the door. Made it to the door. Suddenly I was free, but I didn't know what to do. Then I got lucky oh, so very lucky when I ran into you. I got lucky, oh, I got lucky when I ran into you. When you don't know how to grin and your pants are getting thin and all they can see is your ass, well, you can grab for all the gold that your little hands can hold, but somehow I think it won't last. If there's a porch light at the end of the tunnel, if there's a dream at the end of the hall, and it's a many-faceted jewel, even to a fool, when all you can think of is love. When you don't know how to dance, there's a rocket in your pants, and all she wants to show you is the moon. Well, just remember from the start, be careful with her heart, and she might be careful with you. There's a porch light at the end of the tunnel, if there's a dream at the end of the hall, then it's a many-faceted jewel, even to a fool, when all you can think of is love.
Well, there's two more songs left on that album. What we're going to do is we're going to cut it down now. But I'm going to say that anybody who's out there who would like a copy of that, get a hold of us. There's a way to do it. You'll figure it out. We'll see what we can do for you. But stay tuned for tonight. Come back in. If you're in the area, come on down. Check it out. Robert Adio is going to be here from Peterborough. Now of West Coast fame. Finally saw the light. It's out here on the West Coast. And Malachi will be doing that opening act, so make sure you tune in tonight. 7:30 is the start. Come on down. If you get the opportunity, I think you'll have a really good time. Till now, do that research. Check out Willie P. Bennett. Go online. Find out some of his songs. I think you'll be dutifully impressed. Thank you, Dr. Ted Cadillac, for getting up early for this. We appreciate it. Good night, everybody.
done calling you. You're in trouble now. You should have spoke up sooner. You should have sharpened your plow. You got a dirty shirt, blood all over your hands, just like everybody else. You got a master plan. Your mama's done calling you. You better turn it around. Nobody left to blame, 'cause they're all in the ground. Your mama's done calling you. Do you have any regrets? Everyone's talking about it, and we're all making bets. Well, you must have called your mama, called your family too. Your master called your mama, someday gonna call you. And daddy died with pneumonia, and baby, brother, sister too. Nobody left but you and mama, and that's John calling you. Your mama done calling you. You better turn it around. Nobody left to blame. They're all in the ground. Your mama's done calling you. You're in trouble now. You should have spoke up sooner. You should have sharpened your plow. You got a dirty shirt. You got blood on your hands, just like everybody else. You got a master plan. Everyone's talking about it. We're all making bets. Your mama's done calling you. Do you have any regrets?